Hi to all. Today we are going to see how to install Windows 8 through a virtual machine. And now I'm going to use Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager for installing the Windows 8 in the machine. It is just the simple process to install a Windows 8 when compared to XP. It is same as of the installation of the Windows 7. So I'm just going to select new virtual machine. Going to name it as Windows 8, and I'm going to select the type as Microsoft Windows, and here Windows, and here I'm going to select it as a Windows 64-bit since I'm having a 64-bit version of the operating system. And both the 64-bit and 32-bit are similarly differed in the architecture, but the installation is same for both. So I'm going to select next. I'm going to give 2 GB of RAM, and next I'm just going to create a virtual hard drive. Just create it, and I'm going to select as a virtual machine disk VMDK. Select it. Just give select next. I'm going to select as a dynamically allocated because if you select the fixed size, it will allocate the hard drive which you are giving. For example, if you select a 8 GB of hard disk, it will allocate all the 8 GB of hard disk. So if you select the dynamically allocated, whatever the size which was used by the virtual machine, it will be allocated. So I'm going to select the dynamically allocated, select next, and name it as a Windows 8. I'm just going to give 20 GB. Just select here. And just create it. That's it. And after this configuration, you just select Windows 8 and select start, and here it will ask for the media which you are going to from which you are going to install. I'm just going to direct the path to the media where which I have. It is a 64-bit and the 86-bit operating system. I'm just going to select and select open. Here you can check it whether it has the path to there, and just select it, start. If possible, you can view it in a full screen mode, and just you need to keep in mind that you need to press host, that is right control key to come back. I'm just going to select switch where it comes in the phone screen, and here I'm going to select the languages in which I'm going to install, time and currency, and the US input. The same, I'm just leaving it as the same and select next. Here this option comes for you to repair your computer if you have some serious problem in your computer after installing the Windows 8. And since it is a fresh system, I'm going to install Windows 8. I'm just going to select install now. It will ask for the version which you are going to install, that is the enterprise or professional. I'm here going to select professional. It is a 64-bit version, and I'm just going to select the operating system and select next. I'm just going to accept the license and select next. Here there will be two options. One is for upgrading the operating system from the older version to newer version. That is, if you have a Windows XP operating system or a Windows 7 operating system or a Windows Vista operating system, you can upgrade it to Windows 8 operating system. And now I'm going to select custom so that I can split the partitions here. I'm just going to select drive. Here you can create a new partition. For example, you just select 10 GB, apply, it will create. Actually, this is a system reserved partition where the boot manager files will be kept, and without creating this partition you cannot install the operating system, since it is a system partition. And there will be two partition, and after selecting it, this will be the unallocated places since you have only selected one partition. And I'm just going to create a new partition and select apply. You have two partitions here, and you can start installing the operating system. But before that, you need to keep in mind that you need to read this warning, because Windows 7 and Windows 8 needs at least 13.2 GB of hard disk space to install the operating system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this partition. Okay, and I'm also going to delete this partition. Keep in mind, don't delete this partition. This is a system partition, so I'm going to delete this partition. So now the warning has gone, and Windows can't be installed on drive 1 partition. Since it was a system partition, we cannot install the operating system in this one. You can also read this one. Make sure it has at least 8 GB of space on the partition. Okay, I'm just going to select, and I'm going to select this one, and just I'm going to select next so that it will start installing the operating system. Select next. It will start installing the operating system. And there are 5 stages here. One is copying the Windows files and getting ready for installation, installing the features, installing the updates, and finishing it up. After the installation of the Windows 8 operating system takes about 15 to 20 minutes through the DVD media. If you have the USB media, it will take about only 10 minutes of installation, but after the installation it will take about 5 to 7 minutes to configure your system. It was a bit slow, but it will take some time to freshly configure your system and installing the apps and everything in your system so that you can use in the future. You cannot avoid that. Keep in mind, don't try to restart or do anything when installing that one. I will show in this video about that one. To take some time, you need to be ready. And one more thing I need to tell during this installation, actually Windows has released several types of versions, that is Windows 8 Pro version, Windows 8 Enterprise version, and Windows 8 Pro N version, and Windows 8 Enterprise N version. Windows 8 Pro and Windows 8 Enterprise are commonly used. In these two types of version, Windows 8 Pro was commonly given to all the laptops and desktops which you are buying from the shops, from the retail. But Windows Enterprise was given only for company purpose, in the sense this version of operating system can only be seen in the MNCs, big organizations, since it was created for the network environment which they are using. So some common differences are there between the Windows 8 Pro and Windows 8 Enterprise. So what is meant by Windows 8 Pro N and Windows 8 Enterprise N? This N specifies something, but the main difference between these two are Windows 8 Pro N has no media centers or media related programs in the operating system, and same as Windows 8 Enterprise N also does not have media center or media center related operating systems or Windows Media Player. That is the main difference between Windows 8 Pro N and Windows 8 Pro. The if you want to install an operating system which was ending with the N, don't install. Kindly, you can install, but if you are not working related to the media related applications, you can install Windows 8 Pro N. So keep in mind that and know the difference between these two and then install. If it is a home purpose, you can install Windows 8 Pro. If it was a organization purpose, you can install Windows 8 Enterprise. And then it is better you can install the Windows 8 application operating system from using the USB device, because it was a bit fast when compared to the installing the operating system from the DVD media. So I recommend to install it from the USB device. And also in my previous video I have mentioned how to burn an image, that is Windows 8 operating system, into the USB media, and I have given it, and you can refer it for installing or creating a bootable USB device. So it will take some time, so I will return after passing the video. And after finishing the installation updates, it is going to restart now. I'm just selecting restart now. And while it was asking that don't select or don't place any key, then it will automatically start the installation from the starting point. Just closing this one, because again and again appearing. Yeah, it has started to configure everything. Yeah, it will take a bit time, so you need to wait, or you can have a cup of coffee within that time, and you don't want to disturb anything. It will automatically do and bring the desktop to you. Whatever happens, you can just see. That's and right here it is asking for the Windows product key. Right now I am not having the product key. If you have the product key, you can just give the product key and you can start select next to continue the installation. But don't forget to give the genuine product key for for the installation. I'm just going to skip it right now. I can activate it later. Just skip it, and you can also activate it later by giving the product key. After going to the desktop, I'm just going to give a STCHKN, and this is the website which I am having. Oh, it cannot add these kind of symbols in the PC name. I'm just going to select it as a take and then just to take it in. I'm just going to select next. I'm just going to use the express settings, and it will ask for the email address. I'm going to select next. It will ask for the email address, so I will give for example I will give another email address, c@hotmail.com. Just going to select next. I will start to connect to the internet. Right now I am not having the internet connection, so let's see what is happening. So it's the email address, and it will ask you for the name. It is a username which you are going to use for signing into the system, and just select finish. So the settings are simple, but after this one it will start installing the applications, that is the Metro applications which you are going to use from the start screen. It will take some time, so you need to wait. That's it. It has finished the installation of the Windows 8 operating system, and here you can see a sign out, or you can also change the account picture. I'm just going to desktop using this Metro app. Selecting next, and that is it. It was finished. Let's see what was. Yeah, it was installed and initially it was not activated. So installation of the Windows 8 operating system was a simple process, and we can also call it as a one-touch process. So that is it. So that is it for today, and I will meet you with another video. Thank you.